Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, how are you? I hope you are fine. I am also fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to the second session of Bangladesh and Global Studies. It will be presented by me, Nurun Nahar, lecturer, Department of Economics, Milestone College. In our previous session, the topic of discussion was language movement. In our today's session, there are so many topics. Let's see at a glance. In 1949, Awami Muslim League was formed. In 1953, United or Jukto Front was formed. In 1954, the victory of United Front occurred. In the election, United Front won 223 seats out of 237. In 1956, Iskandar Mirza became the president and Shere Bangla A.K. Fazlul Haq became the governor of East Pakistan. The first constitution of Pakistan was published. In 1958, martial law was declared. In 1960, Ayub Khan initiated basic democracy. In 1965, Indo-Pak War broke out on Kashmir issue. In 1966, another historic 6-point charter demands was declared by Bangabandhu. In 1968, the historic Agartala conspiracy case was filed. In 1969, the mass uprising of 1969 was held. In 1970, National and Provincial Assembly election was held. Now, let's discuss the basic informations regarding the key points. Our first point is the formation of Awami Muslim League. It was formed on 23 June 1949 in a conference at Rose Garden. But in 1955, the word Muslim was omitted and it was renamed as East Pakistan Awami League. The president of Awami Muslim League was Maulana Abdul Hamid Khan Bhashani. General Secretary was Shamsul Haq. Joint Secretary was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. East Bengal Awami League had some demands: provincial autonomy, sovereignty of the people, recognition of Bangla as one of the state languages, nationalization of jute and tea industries, abolition of feudal system, distribution of land among the farmers. My dear students, some points need to be discussed, such as provincial autonomy. Provincial autonomy means that time East Pakistan was one of the province of Pakistan and the people of this land wanted their autonomous power. Nationalization of jute and tea industries means the jute and tea industries will be run under the government of that land. Our second topic is based on the United Front. United Front had another name named Jukto Front. It was formed on the issue of election of 1954. East Bengal Awami League decided to establish United Front on 14th November 1953 to defeat the Muslim League in the election of 1954. Four political parties aligned or comprised in this election: the Awami League, the Krishak Shromik Party, the Nizami Islam, the Ganatantri Dol. In this election, the United Front had a symbol, that is boat, and it was led by Shere Bangla A.K. Fazlul Haq. They had some important demands known as the 21-point demands. Some important points are: Bangla will be one of the state languages of Pakistan. Free and compulsory primary education will be imparted. East Bengal will be properly industrialized. Thorough reform of education system. A Shahid Minar will be erected and 21st February will be declared as the Martyr Day. Election was held on 11th March 1954. Let's see the result of the election. There were total 237 seats and United Front achieved 223 seats, and Muslim League achieved only 9 seats. The government was formed. Sher-e-Bangla A.K. Fazlul Haq took oath as Chief Minister on 3rd April 1954, but the United Front remained in power just for 56 days due to some conspiracies of the West Pakistani government. Our third point is the martial law. The first martial law ruler was President Iskandar Mirza. He declared martial law on this land on 7th October 1958. After declaring martial law, he took some decisions. The decisions were: annulled the Constitution of 1956, dissolved the central and provincial assemblies, banned all kinds of political activities, arrested Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and other political leaders. All fundamental rights were suspended. The second martial law ruler was Ayub Khan. He also took some decisions. Some of the important decisions are: postpone the general election of 1959 because President Yahya Khan already came to know that if there is another general election, Awami League will win all the seats by majority. Number 2, expressed his commitment to wipe out corruption and illegal trafficking of goods. Initiated the so-called basic democracy to linger his autocratic rule. I have called it so-called because it was not a single characteristics of democracy was present over there. Rather, all the rules of autocracy was found. That's why it was called autocratic rule. Dear students, in the screen you can see the map of East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Here, the upper green part, this one, it was the map of West Pakistan still now, and this green part, the small green part, it was the East Pakistan, present Bangladesh. Now we will discuss about the discrimination between East Pakistan and West Pakistan. First of all, discrimination in economic sector. East Pakistan received 113 crore 3,18,000 from the budget allocation in the year of 1955-56 to 1959 and 60, whereas the West Pakistan received Taka 500 crore from the budget allocation in the same year. Again, in the year of 60-61 to 64-65, East Pakistan received 6,480 million taka, where West Pakistan received 22,230 million taka. All the foreign exchange earning came from the export of tea, jute, hide, which were produced in East Pakistan. But all those foreign earnings were used in the development of trade, commerce, industry and agriculture of West Pakistan. Now, let's see the discrimination in the administrative sector. In the administrative sector, we can see in the Secretariat of East Pakistan, 19% of the budget was used. In defense, it was 8.1%. In industry, it was 25.7%, where in West Pakistan, it was 74.3%. Another ministry, Home Ministry, in East Pakistan, it was used only 22.7%, and budget allocation of Home Ministry of West Pakistan was 77.3%. Information, 20.1% in East Pakistan, 79.9% in West Pakistan. Okay, now we will see the discrimination in the defense sector. Okay, now discrimination in the defense sector, where in East Pakistan, Budget was 5% of the officers were in East Pakistan and 95% were in West Pakistan. In case of general soldiers, only 4% in our land but 96% in West Pakistan. High officials in Navy, 19% from East Pakistan and 81% from West Pakistan. Lower officials, 19% from East Pakistan and 91% from West Pakistan. Pilots of Air Force, 11% from East Pakistan and 89% from West Pakistan. Technicians were appointed from East Pakistan, 1.7% and 98.3% in West Pakistan. Let's see how about the education sector. In East Pakistan, no new educational institution was established during the Pakistani rule, but in West Pakistan, during that regime, that is after 1947, many new educational institutions was established in primary, secondary and high secondary level. Discrimination in social sector, the growth of middle class was hindered and they were getting economically weak. But in West Pakistan, the rich people were getting economically strong. Our next point is regarding the 6-point demands. It was also called the East Bengal's Charter of Freedom. It was declared on 5 to 6 February 1966 in a conference in Lahore. It was stated by Awami League President Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The topic of demands were regarding parliamentary form of government. In Pakistan, there will be the parliamentary form of government under federal system. It was our first demand. Full autonomy of the ministries except defense and foreign affairs. Our second demand was central government will keep 2 ministries in their hand, that is defense and foreign affairs, but the states will have full autonomy of the other affairs. Number 3 is regarding 2 convertible currencies. Our third demand was 2 different but convertible type of currency should be introduced in the country, or a single currency might be used on some terms and conditions. Right to impose taxes. Our fourth demand was the state government will preserve the right to impose taxes and part of the collected revenue will be deposited to the treasury of the central government. Our fifth demand was regarding foreign currency. The states will be the owners of the foreign currency that they will earn, and similarly, a portion will be deposited to the treasury of the central government. Last of all, power of forming a militia force. The states will be given the power of forming a militia force for the regional security. Our next topic is regarding Agartala conspiracy case. The date of hearing was held in 19th June 1968 in a special tribunal at the Dhaka cantonment. The main defendant of the case was Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Total 35 persons including political leaders, civil servants in service and retired army officers and other civilians were there. It was under section 121A and 131 of the Pakistan Penal Code. My dear students, you must know why a historic case was filed against those persons. It was for conspiring to make East Pakistan a sovereign and independent state through armed struggle. The historic case was filed, or the case was lodged against those persons as they were accused of a conspiracy between Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and the a revolutionary wing planned to attack all the cantonments, being divided into different groups on a specific date at night in a commando style to snatch arms and ammunition from the Pakistani forces and hold them captive. Later, they would declare the independence under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. With this plan in mind, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman had once visited Agartala, the capital of Tripura of India. As the plan was disclosed before being materialized, the historic Agartala case was lost. But the case was withdrawn as a fierce movement started by people of all walks of life like farmers, laborers, students and general people. Our next topic is based on the mass uprising, which is known as one of the important movements of East Bengal. It was held in the year of 1969. It was led by Dakshu VP Tufail Ahmed. Participants, all democratic parties, professionals, mass people took part in this mass uprising. My dear students, you can see the photograph of Dakshu VP Tufail Ahmed, and in the right side you can see the students and other people were agitated by hanging the shirt of Shohid Asaduzzaman Asad in a public meeting. The basis of the movement were the 6-point and 11-point demands. Martyrs: Asaduzzaman Asad, he was a student of Dhaka University, and Dr. Samsud Joha, he was a professor of Rajshahi University. Here you can see one of the paper cutting of that time, and this is the photograph of Asaduzzaman Asad. The result and influence of mass uprising was huge. Bangabandhu and other political detainees were unconditionally released. Agartala case was withdrawn. He was forced to declare the election of 1970. The nationalist idea started and arose Bengali nationalism in people's mind. Our last topic is on the election of 1970. The election was divided into two parts. One is the general election, another one was the provincial election. The general election was held on 7th December 1970. The political parties participated in this election were the Awami League, Nep Wali, the Muslim League, the Pakistan People's Party, the Democratic Party, the Jamaat-e Islam, etc. Result of the election. Let me declare the result of the election. Awami League owned 167 seats out of 169 seats. Okay, in the second part of the provincial assembly election, it was held on 17 December 1970, and the result was Awami League again owned 298 seats out of 300 seats. The importance of the election: Awami League achieved landslide victory. They got verdict of the people to form a new government. The election, the result or the landslide victory of the election transformed the spirit of nationalism to the spirit of freedom. So my dear students, it was the today's topic. Let's see what is our homework regarding today's lesson. Students, you can see 3 questions are there. One is explain the discrimination between East and West Pakistan. My dear students, while doing the homework, you will be very careful about the 5 important points or sectors of showing discrimination of these 2 states of Pakistan: the economic sector, the administrative sector, the defense sector, education sector, and social sector. In your book, you will get this discussion in page number 10 and 11. Please follow the book while doing the homework. Number 2, explain why the 6-point demands are called East Bengal Charter of Freedom. When you will prepare this answer, dear students, you must be very careful about mentioning all important points of 6-point demands by following today's lecture, and also you should mention all the important points of 6-point demands and must explain it through writing the importance. Question number 3. Discuss about the most important movement against the Pakistani rulers. For your convenience, I have written the year in bracket, but during exam you will not get the year. My dear students, I think you have already got the answer. Yes, it is the mass uprising of 1969. It will be discussed over here along with the influence or the result of the movement. And the mass uprising is known as the important movement against the Pakistani rulers. So that's it, our today's session. See you soon in our next session. Thank you.